Europe is dumping Visa and MasterCard, and the Middle East is watching closely. Good day to everyone. Welcome to the video of the day. Every time a European taps their card to pay for coffee, the transaction leaves Europe. The data, who bought what, where, when, and how much flows straight to American company, Visa or MasterCard. Europe has decided it's had enough. 130 million Europeans are about to switch to a payment system that nothing has to do with America. And the Middle East is quietly watching its own version. Here's why the story matters to every investor on the earth. So we'll start from the scale of dependence and the numbers because it's extraordinary. Visa and MasterCard together process $24 trillion in transactions globally every year. In Europe specifically, $4.7 trillion annually, and the card payments account for 56% of all cashless transactions in the EU. So here's a shocking part. 18 out of 21 Eurozone countries have no domestic payment alternative whatsoever. Zero. If Visa and MasterCard disappeared tomorrow, those countries would have no way to process card payments at all. In the UK, the situation is even more extreme. The American duopoly controls 98% of total UK card payment value. ECB President Christian Lagarde warned earlier this year, and I am paraphrasing, that if we lose control of our money, we will lose control of economy destiny also. The ECB officially called Europe's dependence on US cards network a strategic vulnerability on par with energy dependence. Think about the same language Europe used when it realized it was too dependent on Russian gas. It's now using about American payment infrastructure. Now a tagline we can use at a Vero revolution. So, what is Europe doing about it? On February 2, 26, a date that barely made financial headlines, the European Payments Initiative signed a landmark deal with the EuroPA Alliance. The EuroPA Alliance connects the national payment systems of Italy, Spain, Portugal, and Nordic countries like Bizum, Bencomet, MBWay, and Vips Mobile Pay. Combined reach of 130 million users across 30 countries, 72% of the EU population. And the platform during this what was called Vero, launched in 24 in Germany. It already has 50 million users across Belgium, France, and Germany. And the roadmap would be the cross-border peer-to-peer payments this year. E-commerce and point-of-sale payments will be by next year. So for the first time, a Belgian consumer buying from an Italian retailer will not have to route the transaction through an American network. A Spanish customer paying a French freelancer, same. Entirely European infrastructure, entirely European data. The CEO of EPI, Martina Wemet, said it plainly that European payment sovereignty is not a vision, it's a reality in the making. So, why now the Russia lesson? So, here's the geopolitical trigger that accelerated all of this. So, when Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022, the West imposed sanctions. Visa and MasterCard withdrew from Russia overnight. Millions of Russians suddenly couldn't use their cards internationally, and the Russian financial system was partially paralyzed. Europe watched that happen and drew a conclusion that nobody in Washington expected. If the US can weaponize Visa and MasterCard against Russia, it can theoretically do it to anyone, including Europe. The chair of European Parliament's Committee on Economic and Monetary Affairs called for Europe to build a court that an Airbus of payment systems to guard exactly against this scenario. Is that fear rational? Maybe not immediately. There's no evidence that the US has ever threatened to cut off European access. But in a world of trade wars, tariff threats, and deteriorating transiting trust, the question has shifted that would they to why would we take the risk? It's not just about Europe. China built Union Pay, now the world's largest card network by transaction volume. Russia built MIR, India built RuPay, Brazil built Pix. So the global move from dollar denominated payment infrastructure is accelerating. Europe is just the latest and the largest to join it. Now there is one Gulf and India angle too. Here's why it matters to every portfolio and viewers to Gulf and India. So Gulf is building its own answer, Embridge, a cross-border digital currency platform involving the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Hong Kong, Thailand, and China. Also, India's UPI, Unified Payments Interface, already processed 14 million transactions per month. It's now being expanded internationally, leaving the UAE, Singapore, France, and several other markets. Every time you tap your card, someone somewhere is processing these transactions. For decades, that someone has been American. Visa, Mastercard, and Europe just decided with 130 million users and February 26th deal, then it's need our own answer. The $24 trillion payment industry is being restructured country by country quietly, and almost nobody in finance is talking about it. Now you know. Subscribe. Make sure to like the video. Share it with your friends, family, and colleagues too. Welcome to Money Brief. Let's root together.